Nnamdi Kanu bụ isi ndị otu IPOB, ya bụ Indigenous People of Biafra, ọ pụtakwala ọzọ wee kwuo okwu. Ọhamadike ndị Igbo, ya bụ Nnamdi Kanu, ekwuone ya ha na a ga-ekpughe ihe niile zoro ezo, ya bụ ihe niile ndị ọchịchị Naịjirịa na-ezo ezo. O kwuru nke a mgbe o kwuru okwu ọ gbasara na mba ụwa niile gbaa gburugburu. Ọhamadike na-ekwu na ugbu a na-enwe ihe ga-eme ka ndị Biafra, ya bụ ndị Igbo, ghara iwere onwe ha. Ngwa na-egbughị oge ka anyị ga-enu okwu a Ọhamadike ndị Igbo, ya bụ Nnamdi Kanu, onyeisi ndị otu IPOB, gwara ndị ụwa. Lekwanụ Ọhamadike.
We must continue. Some people are still peddling the myth that election boycott will give the Fulani cabal managing Jubril al-Sudani. That thing in Aso Rock, impersonating Buhari, the opportunity to rig himself into power. What utter garbage. Jubril cannot contest. If you like calling Buhari, that's your business. He can never contest. With this nonsense of WAEC result, APC is gone. Gone for good. They can't contest. Are they going to replace him now? Is it not too late to replace him? Are they going to conduct another primaries outside the timetable of INEC, which is against the law? Somebody, maybe a supervisor can be elevated, but they'll be tainted forever and ever. So, you see how God works miraculously. For those of you who are wondering how you're going to save yourselves, God has given you an opportunity. They have gone and forged a certificate, which is against the law. Which means that not only can Jubril be impeached, he should be in prison. The former president of Brazil is in prison, is that correct? Here in Israel, Ehud Olmert is in prison, is that correct? The former prime minister, a former Israeli prime minister is in jail. They said it's because it's a property deal. Ordinary refractor in Jerusalem. He's in prison. Talk less of forging a certificate. Do you know how the world will look at Jubril from now onwards? I'm not sure he will even travel abroad anymore. Because he's a fraud. And the world knows. God has given you an opportunity to come out of your age-long misery. My only concern is that Nigerians are blacks and they don't reason very well. That's my only concern. Because if they do, APC as a political party is gone. But do you know why PDP will not push for Jubril to fall? Do you know why? Because they want to conduct elections. They know if Jubril falls, IPOB will take the credit, Nnamdi Kanu will take the credit, and Nigeria will collapse. They don't want it. They want to continue eating money. When they say, oh, go and vote, you have to go and vote, it's because they want to continue looting. All of them. It's a blatant lie telling us that election boycott will mean Buhari will rig himself. No, because nobody will vote. Who are you going to rig? It's when you vote that they will rig the election. I told the Ekiti people don't vote. They went and voted. Osun, the same thing. Don't vote, they voted. IPOB issued press statements. Because when I'm not around, anything my deputy says is me saying it. Anything Emapafu says is me saying it. Don't vote. If you vote, they will rig it. They said, no, we're going to vote. We'll defend our vote. What is happening there today? What is happening, I ask you? They will settle all other candidates, pay all the expenses, give them appointments, and that's it. And you'll be there saying that things are difficult. The truth is that Jubril, the man who is today pretending to be Buhari, will not run for elections next year. Because the evidence is here. I've given you some to be working on. The last unmasking is coming because 4 experts are coming from the US to testify before the whole world, before Israeli television. So they will not hide it. If I say it here and I don't publish it tomorrow, Jubril Buhari will sink the zoo finally. That top members of PDP, APC leadership, and they have noticed how they are quiet. They know this truth, but they held it back from the public. In all honesty, they should be stoned to death, all of them. Don't be afraid of a revolution. I'm not asking you to kill anybody. No, heaven forbid. No, not at all. But I want you to shun the polls. Boycott every boycottable, as Mazem Bono Ojike once famously said. Those you call your leaders are all cowards. They are afraid of the Fulani Caliphate, but they know Nnamdi Kanu is not. Those you call political leaders in Nigeria are spineless quislings and collaborators. I mean, they hide under the adage, what an old man saw squatting down, a child cannot see sitting up. I don't need to sit up to be able to see poverty. Lack of infrastructure. I don't need to stand up to see it. Mere traveling from Onitsha to Enugu tells me all I need to know. Because you fly. When you land at MN Airport, the road is starred to Enugu GRA. You drive in, you don't feel anything. You go to ShopRite and you shop. You go back to GRA. You drive to airport and you fly to Abuja. You don't know what is happening. I ask you to travel and just come out of this your tired axis and see pain and suffering of the people. And tell me who can survive on 18,000 naira a month. Labor unions in Nigeria, I feel sorry for them, honestly. They are really toothless. Secretly, they love the truth we speak here on IPOB. But they lack the moral courage to speak out against this Fulani Caliphate oppression of the masses and the Islamization agenda. Some of them wonder, why do I have to fight for Shia? Because I hate evil. Wherever we see fraud, we confront it. I hate it. Evil is evil. It doesn't matter where. Those that stopped slavery in Africa, they are not black people. They are whites. Fellow white Europeans were buying and selling slaves. They said, no, this is evil, we must stop it. Abraham Lincoln went to war in America to save black people from slavery. Think about that. Think about it. These people, they deceive and they are still deceiving you with their lies against IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu. It's just mere propaganda. But what is most painful is that journalists you expect to be objective. Because of money. Anyways, Africa, people are very hungry. People are very, very hungry. But there are good ones amongst them, and we must keep commending them for their hard work. People ask me to show them what happened. Why did the intelligence team of IPOB evacuate me from my house when they came to kill me? And this evening, what I need to say to them, Ikechukwu, you must prepare it. Those 3 prophecies. You must prepare it in an audio and make sure it's widely distributed. If anybody asks you, why did IPOB save the life of Nnamdi Kanu, their leader, you play it for them. Because I am coming. And they know it. Prophet Muhammad, where did he go from? Is it from when they were pursuing him? Where did he go to? Was it to Medina? He fled to Medina. And he came back. And conquered everywhere. Jesus was here, isn't it? Yeshua. Is that correct? Virgin Mary took him to Egypt the first time. Is that not correct? Where did David run to when Absalom was seeking to kill him? I think he went on exile. And then 2 times he even went on exile 2 times. Is that not correct? Elijah. What is it? Yeah, exactly. Those who are crying that I survived by saying, oh, he escaped, he ran away. There are those that want me dead. They are the people working for the cabal, for the zoo. Because they know I am their headache. And they know that the zoo is about to fall. And there is nothing they can do about it. You know, here we discuss everything. I have no secret. That thing you say, you think that when you say it, I'll become very shy and afraid. No. When it's time to be presidential, I'll be presidential. I also to retire and ask to be Okoyibo. Very simple. But when it's time to speak the truth, we're going to the trenches. That the truth might prevail. It's very, very important. Nnamdi Azikiwe ran to Ghana. Nelson Mandela ran to Nigeria. Is that correct? From Nkrumah, the same thing. It is called retreating from danger. They came to kill me, for your information, with guns, hoping that if I bring out a gun, they will not label me a terrorist. And all of you will cover it up. The Nigerian media will cover it up, including BBC. And you will tell your children, that Nnamdi Kanu is causing trouble, you know. He had guns with him. But you brought guns to kill me. Do you see how blacks reason? Do you see how they behave? That's why Africa is poor. Very poor. They know their end is only a matter of time. The zoo will collapse. Let's move the country forward. Let us move it forward. The person that killed Delegiwa is still alive today. He's an oracle. They consult him in politics and political matters. Delegiwa, a good man. Do you know the funniest thing? What was Ken Zeruwa fighting for? Was fighting for Niger Delta, is that correct? Is Bayelsa in Niger Delta? Inegoa is in Niger Delta, is that correct? Capital of Bayelsa State in Niger Delta. Do you know that there's a street in Bayelsa State, in Yenagoa, named after Abacha? The same Abacha that killed Ken Zeruwa, fighting for the liberation of... There is a street inside Yenagoa called Abacha Road. Can you believe that? It's like having a street here in Israel named after Hitler. Is that possible? Or after Bormann? Is that possible? It's only in our place that somebody will kill you. You name a street after that person that killed you. Do you see how stupid we are sometimes? We are not normal, honestly. We are not. Ken Zeruwa died and the struggle died with him. And that's what we have revived. Because under Biafra, Ogoni land will be free, managing themselves and governing themselves with 100% control over their resources. The same thing with Ejo. Everybody will be free. And Biafra is going to be a confederation. Confederation. Not just a report, everybody will be on their own. Not tomorrow you say, Igbos are doing this to us, Anang are doing this. No, rubbish. Stay on your own. That's your oil, drink it. That gas, be sniffing it every morning. We just want to be free. Ken Zeruwa, I remember him every day. You must also honor him by boycotting elections so that his dreams can come true. The evil, some of them justify the mass murder of innocent IPOB and share members for daring to upset their beloved unworkable one Nigeria because of peanuts. The same way that Fulani terrorists can kill at will with nobody held accountable for it. These are the same people trying to convince you to go out and vote. They want to turn the masses against election boycott because they think we are fools. But they know fully well that election boycott will solve the problems. They know very well. I remember what Che Guevara said about Africans and their lack of mental toughness in the face of adversity. That we black Africans are today the laughingstock of the whole world is our own making. That is why I don't believe in racism. I've said it before. We have again and again as black people demonstrated our inability to reason properly. A teacher or civil servant is owed 3 years' salary. Instead of that teacher to say simply, enough is enough. If you don't pay us, we won't vote. NUT leaders who go around the back and collect bribe from governors, then turn around and ask the people, the same long-suffering teachers to go and vote for the same person that stole their salary for 3 years. Okay, see, as an example. Do you know that people are actually campaigning for that man? Can you believe that? But of course, it's not going back anywhere. The saddest thing is that some of us foolishly will go and vote. And once the kleptomaniac is in power, sworn in on the 29th of May 2019, the problem of non-payment will start all over again. What type of people are we blacks, sometimes I ask? Nyamwood and other socio-cultural people in Abuja want you to vote because of their own selfish benefit, not yours. They issue statements from the comfort of their homes and claim it was during an event. They have taken to deception the same way that Jubril has taken to forging certificates in a desperate attempt to convince you that they have any relevance left. I think Emafafo talked about this, but I must reiterate it. Okwesilo's Nwodo is the brother to Nwodo. He's living in a rented apartment in Abuja that belongs to Atiku, rent-free. That's why they want you to go and vote, in the hope that you will vote for Atiku, because he picked Obi. They want you to vote not because they genuinely want restructuring, but because they know their families will individually benefit from what is happening. These are the same people that supported Jubril, because Buhari is dead. And before that, they supported Buhari to crush IPOB. Now, the same people they want to crush, they're asking us to go and vote. How pathetic. They want one Nigeria because they want to benefit their families alone, so that we, the masses, can go on suffering. They have never accomplished anything before, and they will not accomplish anything now. The fight against IPOB is a multi-million naira business. If you're hungry, you want a new laptop, you tell them, I know how to undermine IPOB. APC government will buy you a laptop or buy you data. Some of them on automatic recharge. But they know how we sweep them away because they're irrelevant. Anybody who is waning in popularity, they will pay a journalist to write junk against IPOB, Biafra, or myself. If you insult Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB, I'm sure sometimes you receive some cash payment from the very hopeless APC government run by a Sudanese impostor, Jubril. Do you know that Agatu people are in IDP camps as we speak in Benue? Agatu. Who remembers them? All of you have forgotten. It's 2019. Election. Do you see how foolish people are? Hey! My goodness me. I am extending an olive branch this evening. What I will call basically a hand of friendship to the people of Middle Belt. I assure you that your suffering will soon come to an end. That those that are today killing you were the same people that came to kill us and killed us. But they will not succeed. They will not take over your land. Those that derive joy or are frightened of the corrupt caliphate should step back and allow IPOB to do this very work of setting our people free. They will not succeed. You graduate from a university, you're driving keke napep or okada. Was that why you went to school? When your mom and your dad were struggling to make ends meet to pay your school fees, remember the high hopes and expectations you had upon graduation when you went to do your 1-year youth service. Did you do all of that so you can come out and start driving keke napep? Is that why you did all of that? If the answer is no, then you have to boycott elections. That's the only way to force through a change that will benefit all of us, including yourself. All these sociocultural, that they are mere influence peddlers. They bring no value to your lives. Have they ever stopped Fulani terrorist headsmen? The answer is no. Have they been able to force through restructuring? The answer is no. Nwodo spoke very glowingly about removing roadblocks in Biafra land. Did that happen? The answer is no. Because they cannot effect any positive or lasting change. All they do is visit us once in a while, grant very colorful press interviews, collect their Ghana must go bags, and let you and I suffer. The good that IPOB is doing, they don't want to see. Because it will bring to a halt their gravy train. They saw the daylight robbery in Osun and Ekiti states. They did nothing. They are sociocultural, though. They did nothing. Anybody telling you that proper change can come through voting in a primitive system like that of the zoo is a liar and a deceiver. As I told you earlier, USA, France, England, Russia, all of them revolted. Popular uprising. Ordinary people will rise up and say enough is enough. I'm not asking you to rise up against anybody. I am asking you to sit at home and not vote. It's the same effect. Everywhere will collapse. There is no infrastructure. Absolutely nothing. Nothing is working in the zoo. But they want you to continue to vote. No railway in Ijoland. Nothing in Efik, nothing in Ibibio, nothing in Isoko, nothing in Ishekiru Robo. Anang, Egala, Idoma, Igede, absolutely nothing. Instead, they are killing us, Fulani headsmen. They are bringing cattle to us. But the Kaduna Abuja rail project has been completed. People are enjoying. Some of them don't even buy ticket. I think the train killed some cows the other day. Is that correct? And they paid them compensation. They compensated the cows, but they kill human beings with no compensation. That is what it means to be a Nigerian. We, as a people, as Biafrans, we are facing annihilation. And all the criminal political classes interested in is voting. They just want you to vote, nothing else. They want us to renew their looting mandate, to renew this certificate of slavery, and in the process, we help them impoverish us. Look at the pain they have given to us and the misery. We cannot allow them to continue toying with our lives. We must bring the reign of terror, of deceit, and death to an end, and take back political power from this class of charlatans and criminals. As an unemployed Keke Napep driver, struggling, you drive Keke Napep, are you going to build a house with it? You get married with it, traditional wedding, white wedding, pink wedding, yellow wedding, black wedding. On the proceeds of Keke Napep that you don't even own, a graduate. Next year you go and vote to mess up your life even more. No industries where we come from to employ people anymore. Ask yourselves, what are these didn't Mbakwe do it? I heard Okorawusa speaking on a television station, and what Okorawusa said was that what he said was that he built a civic center. Is that correct? That he built a few roundabouts, he expanded the roads, and that was it. Go back and see what Mbakwe did. Then you will know what a governor is supposed to do. And now they have brought criminality into governance. The mistake some of us make is to think that the master of English language makes somebody automatically intelligent or brilliant. That is nonsense. It is a relic of colonialism and a racist ploy to make you think that your language is inferior to English language. I ask Britain to let Biafra go, and listen to me very carefully. If Britain doesn't allow Biafra, what is today's date? The 3rd of November, in the year of our Most High, Elohim, 2018. If Britain doesn't let Biafra go, Britain will be decimated by the hand of the Almighty. What is happening in Britain today is because they are holding on to Biafra. Because this very battle for the restoration of Biafra has been handed over to the Most High. Anybody in the way will fall. Buhari has fallen. And some are still falling, even as at this night. Britain must let Biafra go. They must. Or else, Elohim will pour his wrath on Britain. He will break Britain into pieces. Mark my words tonight. So when it happens, you will say, Britain will be broken into pieces. Because I'm talking about Elohim. They must let us go. They must set Biafra free. We have done what we can, and we shall continue to do what we are able to do. But I want to correct one misleading impression this very evening, is that the Biafra we are fighting for will be a nation under the Most High God, Elohim Chukwukika Biamapurimi Hanina. That will never change. And I make no apologies for that. In Biafra, everybody will be welcome to worship whatever thing you want. If you want to worship cockroach, that's your business. Follow cockroach. There will be genuine freedom of religion and of worship. It is not in our DNA to force anybody to do anything. And we're not going to start in Biafra. Biafra will be a genuine land of the free for people all over the world. We are not going to change that, not now, not tomorrow, not ever. But I want to ask you, I want to just make one very important point. Yeshua, according to the scriptures, the New Testament died for our sins. And I don't care if you believe it or not. Another Jewish man, white Jew for that matter, died for Biafra. His name is Bruce Mayrock. I want to ask you this question. Why is it that no other race decided to die for Biafra apart from a Jewish man in America that burnt himself? Because his people were being killed in Africa. Bruce Mayrock is white, Jewish, and an American. Let me tell you something else that I've told you before that you didn't know, or some of you may not have known. Do you know the reason why the world doesn't want to discuss Biafra? Every day, the same way they discuss every other thing. 11 French Jewish children killed themselves because of Biafra. Children, I said, they killed themselves in France because of Biafra. They are all Jewish. Think about it. There will be freedom of religion in Biafra land. The same way that Chukwukika Biama is revealing things to me, I don't even want to share with another person. So if I'm the only one worshiping Chukwukika Biama the way I do, I even love it. That's where I will even be guarded jealously. Because it's a secret. It's not easy. It's a secret. And that glory is what we want to unleash upon Biafra land. That's why I tell you with every ounce of confidence that Biafra is coming. Nobody can say, it doesn't matter who you are. You can't stop it. Any nation that rises to stop Biafra will be destroyed by the Most High. Keep your eyes on Britain and watch what is going to happen to them. I told Britain, leave Biafra to go. They said no. Watch and see. You know me, this is radio. Anything I say here comes to pass. You know that very well. I love Britain very much. I still class them as the most civilized race on this very... I've told them that many times. An Englishman is fair. All the people that stopped slavery will move back first. Imagine that Oluwade Kwano, you know him very well. Our dear brother who was sold into slavery. He went to a British court of law and argued that slavery is bad. And he freed himself based on argument before a judge in England in the 18th century. That's why I will always have respect for England. If you go to an English court and you argue, if you can go to a court and argue that black is blue and you're convincing, the judge will agree with you based on reason. That's why I love England so much. They do everything based on reason. But as with everywhere else in the world, there are always bound to be bad people. I want United Kingdom, Britain, to rediscover its values of fairness, justice, and equity. That's what I'm asking for. Because Biafra will also be a very good ally for Britain in time to come. They must recognize that. Bruce Mayrock is Jewish. He killed himself because of Biafra. 11 Jewish children in France, in Paris, burnt themselves to death because of Biafra. No other people did that for us. Only our own blood did it for us. Think about it, long and hard. You know, I have evidence that I cannot even produce on air because people will be too confused. Let's leave it for now and keep going. And keep perhaps writing it on social media. Biafra will be a godly nation. A very godly nation, I tell you that. Do you know that in US currency they wrote in God we trust? Is that correct? I'm sure some people kicked against it. But today, dollar is the most sought after currency in the world. Is that not correct? Because they put their trust in God. The same way Biafra will be sacrificed as a sacrifice to Elohim. For your information, that was the promise I made before we got to where we are today. I said to Chukwukeka Biama, we will use Biafra as a sacrifice unto your holy name. That Biafra will know you. Every child born in Biafra will know Elohim. Chukwukeka Biama Benigwe. And our temple in Arochi will be rebuilt. Our temple will be rebuilt. For your information. I'm not asking you not to worship whatever. Anything you want to worship, you can worship. I'm not going to come to your house and ask you what I worship. We're not. Do you know who we are? We gave the world autonomy. We were practicing democracy in Biafra land before the Greeks ever existed. I want you to understand that. So we never force anybody to do anything. Afaroku, where my father is the paramount ruler, is an autonomous community from Ibeku, where I come from. Nobody can come from Ibeku to Afaroku to tell us what to do. So nobody is going to tell anybody in Biafra who to worship, how to worship, but no noise making. That's the only thing. We will not tolerate noise pollution. So that you know. This is Radio Biafra for joining us. The time now is nearly 10:15 p.m. here in Israel. We are broadcasting to the entirety of humanity. The way we always do. We come with humility, but we must tell you the truth. Freedom of religion is sacrosanct in Biafra land. I have priests and pastors who are my closest friends. Some of them are Yoruba who are praying for me. Some of you will be shocked. Yes, they are. And I also pray for them. Because they understand that what I'm fighting for is for the freedom of my people. I don't hate anybody. I only hate those that hate Biafra. If you hate Biafran people, if you hate an Igbo man, if you hate an German, I will hate you. I will hate you. If you hate me, I will hate you. That's all. That's how I am. I have nothing against anybody. I wish all Nigerians can come together and recognize what IPOB is doing for them, that we may set ourselves free. This evening, before we close, I hope you remember all the assignments I gave to you regarding Jubril. Did you copy your own? I think this program, the deputy will take out this program to make sure that everybody gets it. We are waiting for our experts to arrive. When they finish, they will arrive and we will do a television program showing you, because if I'm explaining DNA to you here, you won't understand it. To show you that Jubril is fake, do the assignments I asked you to do first of all. I have a belief in the universality of truth. It is irreducible. As for me, I will never lie to IPOB, nor deceive IPOB, nor toy with Biafra, because Biafra is my life. I will sacrifice everything sacrificable to ensure that Biafra comes. If I have to sleep on the streets, I will do so. So have no fear. Our destination is very clear to us. We are going to rebuild every city in Biafra land. Okay, Zimbabwe cannot rebuild Aba. He cannot. Cannot do it. He cannot do it. They are not educated enough to build modern cities, but we can. And when the time comes, we are going to do it. We know that some of them are hiring their thugs. I know Kizzy went to Abala to go and buy a pump action rifle to give to them to disrupt IPOB gathering, to create or to constitute a nuisance. If they are your brothers or your sisters, your children, please warn them. These politicians will use them and their life will be useless. Ask those that have gone before them. Anybody that brings their nonsense to IPOB will deal with them the way we normally deal with such people. Kizzy cannot be Abia State governor. And he knows it. He's a killer. Look at all the people that Kizzy killed. National High School, Aba. Those at the Borough Pit. Those at Okwa. You know why Kizzy? Because he wants to be governor. He wants to be there for 8 years. Taking money, not paying workers. Bloating up like a frog that is drowning. And some people are thinking of voting. Go to Aba and see how horrible the place is. 4 years, nothing to show for it. And some pastors are preaching that people should consider going out to vote. What a shame and what a disgrace. The same CKC that I went to in 2015 to preach the gospel of light. That because of money, a priest is saying, let's pray for the betterment of Nigeria. So you want to pray for the betterment of more forgery of certificates. Very sad indeed. We must remain resolute. We must remain committed and dedicated. I've not tasted any water, have I? No, I don't want to drink water. I want to drink water. I want to continue preaching this very gospel. What I'm about to tell is the hidden truth about who we are, our heritage. Another assignment. People are murmuring. Chizzy, my cousin, will tell me, it was only here that they told me a different version. Chizzy will tell me, do you know why the Israelites spent 40 years wandering in the wilderness? And I will say no. He used to say it when we were young. He would say because they were murmuring. Behind the back of Moses that was leading them. They were murmuring. I want our children to go to Nsude in Udi in Enugu State to go and look at the pyramids our ancestors built when they came from Egypt. That is the only pyramid in Black Africa and the exact replica of the dwarf pyramids you have in Giza and other places. The craft and the art that went into the design and construction of that very secular dwarf pyramid could only have come from Egypt. So Chukwuadama is not saying, you are my children. He's saying, I have the proof to show you that you are. Go there and look at it. And people must perform pilgrimage to Umuleri and Aguleri. Very important. And also to Umri. I've been saying this all the time. And finally, Arochukwu, we must all go to those places to discover who we are. The enemies can no longer deceive us. Neither can they make us not love one another anymore. I thank each and every one of you for listening. And I also ask and urge you to complete the task that I've given to you concerning Jubril. And what shall become of them? Because the man there is not him. We have the photographs, we have the DNA, everything is in place. But for you to appreciate that very program, you must go and complete the assignment that I gave to you. Only an innocuous WAEC certificate have spelled the doom of APC. They can no longer speak publicly about integrity, about honesty or uprightness in governance or in government. The end of the zoo has come, and they brought it upon themselves. WAEC is in very serious trouble, and so is INEC, and everybody involved in this massive forgery and deception. On that note, this very evening, I thank every one of you for listening, and I will come again next week, Saturday, after Shabbat, of course, to address you once again on issues that we feel are very important, on issues that we feel will drive us ever closer towards our goal, which is the restoration of the Republic of Biafra. I thank you all for listening, and I pray that Chukwokika Biama bless, guide, and sustain each and every one of you, now and always. Ise.